Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend and that daylight savings time isn't kicking your butt too hard. I know I'm dogging a little bit today, but you know what? It's Monday, it's afternoon. I think we got today. So happy week of March 11th. So a really good quote I thought would be to kind of start talking about referrals. Would be the old tree quote. I bet we've all heard this Chinese proverb quite a few times. So the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. One of the things I like to talk about when it comes to referrals is the concept of planting seeds, right? Planting ideas into your client that getting a referral is normal. So if you have not started doing that as part of your sales process, the best time to do it is now. I mean, it would have been better to do it about 10 years ago, but definitely the best time is to do it now. So let's just kick this off. So happy Motivation Monday, everybody. Now, if this is your first Motivation Monday, I just want to let you know, these are quick 15 to 30 minute at most power-packed Monday little sales tips for you, where we're going to go over a few things that happen here. So we go over the tip of the week, we take a look at some sales shout outs, and then today, of course, we are going to talk about referrals. So let's start about the tip of the week. Well, there's kind of two. One of them is built in, the other one is not. I know, Nat, Jen, just one quick reminder on that, since we sell so much of it, your clients are now going to get emails where they can go through and sign their policy. So they don't have to go through anymore and really create that account, which we found very bothersome and just took a lot of our time. They're now letting clients sign out of emails. If you haven't really seen that, take a look. I know they've sent quite a few communications out about that. The other one is actually about a new HII short term. Now, they just started rolling out the training. Actually, today was one of their very first trainings. So HII short term, they are releasing Aspen Insurance. So it's a new short term, which what HII does is, since they are not the insurance company, they're really the TPA, right? So this is a new short term company that they brought onto their platform. It is really great. They have co-pays on almost everything. So when I was going through the brochures, which I know have been emailed out a few times, they had just co-pays on everything. One of the things I liked about it is, first off, it's 36 months. So as you know, we're rolling out all those back-to-back short terms. This is, depending on the state, 3 12-month policies back to back to back. Illinois is not a 12-month state. Got that question this morning. It's actually a 6-month. Let's just throw that out there. But then it's six-month policies back to back to back to back to back to back to back, right? The thing about it too is that they do have benefits for pre-X. Now, HII is the company where you can choose the pre-X rider on their policies. And this one also gives them benefits for wellness. That's kind of a new one for us. Home health care, hospice, extended care. They have the typical benefits on there, you know, for surgery. If you go into the hospital, co-pays to go see a doctor, co-pays for prescriptions, all that jazz. But really, this thing is starting to look and act a little bit. I don't want to go too far on this, kind of like those old major meds. So yes, it's underwritten. No, it's not guaranteed issue. They're going to have the same application process that HII has always had, but it's just a new short term that they had out there that I thought was kind of nice if you're not aware about it. Now, if you're not appointed with HII, I'll give you the number to agency services at the end. You can call up and get appointed. Downside about getting appointed with HII though, it does cost money. So it is one of those that has the appointment fees, but you can see the states that it is released in there at the bottom. So let's do some sales leaders, take a look at what's going on. So as far as it goes for us, the one that we are selling the most of with the week of March 4th, so that's last week, it's UHC and NatGen for our short term. For our limited med, of course, UHC. For our accident policies, you know, once in a while we'll see somebody else come up, but it's really, we're pretty exclusively NatGen on that plan enhancer. Really great one, obviously, with that SIP rider. If you weren't on last week, you know that in, I believe, 5 states, they made it. Texas is one of them, which is why, just in front of my mind, they have that sickness hospitalization rider on every plan enhancer they sell in 5 states now. The critical illness, UHC was on there. Of course, that NatGen. We didn't sell a ton of critical illness last week. And then dental, UHC. Now, shockingly, not America, because we've been doing a lot of that, and then also a lot of the NatGen. Now, taking a look at our sales shout outs. So for our short term, good job, Elaine. Congratulations on kicking everybody's butt. Richard, not that far behind. Katya, just one policy actually behind Richard. So we have really good leaders as far as goes with the short term. Limited med shout outs. Now that's where Katya, you took it, right? Mary Dixon, they're taking second. And then with the accident, Cody Rendanzo, I just love your last name. And then Jonathan Williams. Good job there in the accident columns. Now, we went through kind of what the tips of the week are, that Aspen, that NatGen, went through who our sales leaders are. Now let's jump into our sales process. Now, one of the things that we want to talk about is referrals, right? Everybody says, I love referrals. A, they close at a way higher rate. B, I don't have to pay for the lead, right? But how do you go about getting them? Now we're going to go through some tips, hopefully a few things you can actually take away and start implementing today. But the first thing is, in the beginning, everybody wants a referral. They want to work with friends and families. My thing is you want to be worthy of the referral. Working with people who are, friends and family right away when you don't know what you're doing can be kind of scary unless you have somebody really holding your hand. Now, if you have a mentor in the industry, this is completely different. But the first thing is that you really have to be worthy of the referral. And I've talked about this a million times. People want to work with people who are knowledgeable, professional, and fun. Now, if you are not those three things, that's something that you can take a look at right away. The fun one, everybody kind of laughs at, and I feel, yeah, haha, funny, but nobody wants to work with somebody who is not that upbeat. No one wants to work with a Debbie Downer. If anybody used to watch The Wonder Years, I believe that was in the 90s or 80s there, and there was the professor who sat there and dragged on and on and on and was monotone. Nobody wanted to go to his class. That's the same with sales, right? Fun and professional can intermix. Always giving the client the correct information. It's one of the things. Now that we are in the era of social media, you give one wrong piece of information, guess what? Everybody's going to know. It's going to be posted everywhere. So before we even jump into referrals, first off, knowledgeable, professional, and fun, and giving correct information. So let's jump into some takeaways that we can do. So when it comes to referrals, there's really going to be three main categories we're going to go through. The first one is talk about external ways. So the biggest one is find referral partners in similar, not identical, similar industries. Now, with this, what I'm saying is go walk into your local property and casualty offices, walk into your local accountant's office, walk into your local attorneys. Why? Well, first off, property and casualty, people are going to be asking insurance questions. And guess what? They're probably not life and health licensed. That's a really easy referral partner. Walk in saying, hey, you know what? If I get any of the questions about property and casualty, I'm going to throw the clients your way. If you get anything as far as it goes with, life and health, throw them my way. One of the things with accountants, guys, this is so huge. It's tax time of year. Guess what? That tax question, it is still there. Saying, do you have health insurance for your full year? Walk in and say, hey, accountant, what do you do with people who answer no to that question? That's one of the best referral partners you can find out there. Because guess what? They don't really want to deal with it. Your client answers no. It's easy to just hand over a card. The other one is attorneys, which people kind of laugh, but I have a ton of attorneys who do this. You get a client who's released from incarceration, yeah, that's going to be a life change, and it could be a good client, right? You could have a lot of people who are going back into society who are really wanting to work up there. It's a good way to get it. And again, it's going to be a free referral source. Walking into people who are similar industries as yours is going to be a great way. The other one is to host seminars. Now, I've had some of my agents host seminars at apartment complexes, those huge luxury apartment complexes, hosting a health insurance information seminar. Why would you do that? Well, A, you're going to be bringing people in. They're going to have questions. You can tell them to bring coverage if they have it, then you can compare apples to apples. Downside, yeah, you're going to be answering some questions, but a lot of them are easy. And then you can also see the gaps in the policy. Somebody walks up to you with your group insurance. Hey, guess what? They don't have a fixed benefit. They probably don't have an accident. They may not have a critical illness. Those are going to be great supplemental partners for you. Networking in local small business groups. Now, if you guys don't know this, I'm actually out of San Diego, California. I'm really quite active in the small business community here. Why? Because we are small business owners. I go to local BNI chapters. I go and talk when there's local ones. I've actually joined meetup.com if you haven't done that yet. There's tons of small businesses on there, or small business groups. They're saying, hey, you know what? All the small business owners in this local neighborhood, mine are by neighborhood here, are all going to get together at this restaurant. We're going to share what's going on in the community. I show up. A, well, I am a small business owner in the local community. B, it's a lot of times questions about that. Hey, what are you going to do with your insurance? And we can go through all the different options that are out there for them. And guess what? It's a small business. Small businesses, we like to trust each other, and we like to give each other's business because, we know what it's like to get that referral. If you don't have a referral link on your website, first off, shame. Second off, if you don't have a website, wow, shame again, right? There are a lot of companies out there that will build websites for you. Actually, the company that built Coverage Builder for National General is a company called Quoted. They will build agent websites for you guys. So if you have questions on that, you can always call that number on the Coverage Builder website. Building a link on your website is kind of important because we're in the dawn where people, or the age where people go online and try to shop. I will guarantee by the time they call me, they've already tried to do this online. If you can get your website out there, it says health insurance options, put your information here to get a free quote. A lot of times it's going to be a good way to do it. Now, I know a lot of other people do this. Realtors do it. Funny enough, there's some doctors out there that do it. There's a lot of different like psychologists, psychiatrists that do this little thing. Or just put it on, give me your information, and I'll reach out to you. You need to have a referral link on your website. Yeah, you're going to get garbage. I completely understand that. That's okay. That's just part of the game. Other one is to have a referral link in your signature. Quick thing, and I know I'm going to talk about this a little later, but I'm doing it now anyway. When you ask for a referral, know what you want. And I'm not talking about people. Right now I'm talking about pieces of information. It's really fun when people say, hey, give me a referral. And go, hey, my brother Tim. Well, what do you need? You need either Tim's contact information, right? So email or phone. So if you are going to do a referral link, just know to say, hey, leave me your friend's name and phone number and I'll reach out to them. That's kind of an important one. I see this, it's just really, really common out there, and I don't know, it just irks me when people say, hey, give me a referral. Well, what do you need? Maybe some people like to communicate via pretty exclusively on just email, just text, whatever you want to do, let them know. Okay, this next one's kind of fun for me. Let's talk about social media. We have some of the agents out there that do videos. Now, these videos are great. What are they? So people are doing kind of like little webcasts. They're about less than 5 minutes long. If you guys break the 3 to 5 minute mark, you're going to waste people's time, right? So first off, videos of what you do. Go through your tips of information for your clients. Like, hey, this week we're going to talk about deductibles and what they are. And at the end, you can say, hey, you know what, there's actually ways to help fill that deductible depending on what happens. Give me a call, we can find out what it is. So you just go through and give them ideas of what they are. Now you can do really simple recordings out there. One quick thing, so you're going to have a webcam. Most webcams are going to come with a mic. Let's just work on this little pet peeve of mine. Make sure the webcam is at your eye level or about an inch above your eye level. Why? Because I see a lot of people doing it down, and that is very intimidating. So if you put it just at eye level and you smile, and when you talk, look into the camera, that's going to be really beneficial. People are going to be able to put a face to you, and they're more willing to call you because there's already a face associated. Now, you can post these videos on YouTube. I actually follow quite a few agents out there that are doing this on YouTube. Facebook's a very popular one, right? We've talked a lot about Facebook, but again, it's going to depend on the demographic you want to work with. If you are that person who wants to work with millennials, Facebook and Instagram, or Facebook and LinkedIn are not your friends. Those are going to be for people who are going to be maybe 45 or older, and that's completely fine. I work a lot with families in that age. That's why I like to do a lot on Facebook. I do a lot on LinkedIn. Instagram is a great one if you want to pull millennials. The nice thing with Instagram is you can just do quick 10-second clips of what you're doing that's out there. Now with this, you need to be frequent and consistent. I see so many people just starting these and getting going and then just completely lose steam. What I like to do, take a piece of paper, put the Mondays on one column and put what topics you want to cover. It's okay to repeat topics after about 3 to 6 months, right? You might learn something new. There might be a new product change in the industry. That's perfectly okay. But if you are not frequent and you are not consistent, you actually fall down and people don't want to pay attention to you anymore. You need to keep your face kind of out there. Don't be afraid to post about it. And that's why when I'm saying, hey, there's Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, there's about 100 different ones out there right now. Pick 1 or 2 and stay with those 1 or 2. People who come out there and say, hey, you know what, I am going to just kick down the doors and do everything out there, that's fine. Really hard to keep consistent. The other thing is have a clear message. When you do a lot of social media out there, watching people, they're just touching every realm that's out there. Hey, I work with families. Hey, I work with Medicare. Hey, I work with children. Hey, I work child only. I work with people who have group policies. I work with small groups. I'm like, what do you do, right? Have a clear message. A, that you're here to help. B, that your services are free. That you're knowledgeable, that you've been in the industry a while. Those are all very clear messages. But if you say, you know, you work with everything and anything on the face of the planet, you kind of sound like that person on the dating app who's just desperate. Don't be desperate. The other one is email signature again. One of the favorite things I do is you can just get little pictures of each one of those, the YouTube, Facebook, whatever ones you're on, and just hyperlink in it. you don't know how to do that, just right click, go down to hyperlink. It's going to ask you to put in your URL, put in the website address of whatever your website is there. Now, here's the fun thing when it comes to doing social media. Social media is a strategy. A lot of people hire social media consultants. We're small business owners. That's expensive, right? So we want to do it ourselves. So here's just a few hints for you. So if you're a Facebook person, their highest click results are going to be between 1 to 4 p.m. Why? Because a lot of times people are already finishing up with their work. They've had lunch. They're kind of starting to get into that post-lunch coma, right? That relaxation. Let me just scroll on and click through some stuff. I've actually messed with this myself. I do a lot of Instagramming. And one of the things I kind of played with is when would I get the most results on my Instagram? Sunday mornings. I wake up early. I have all my posts already ready. Sunday mornings, I wake up. Whenever I wake up, I just post it because, again, California. So, you know, I'm 3 hours behind everybody. And it absolutely blows up. I get about 3 times more responses on that. It's a random story. Twitter, Monday through Thursdays. Why? Because Twitter is really for marketing people to talk to marketing people. LinkedIn, Tuesday through Thursdays. LinkedIn is really for people who are not super, either people who are going to be job searching or people who are out there trying to, you know, just get business going. So really, LinkedIn is going to be more business hours. Facebook is going to be at that late afternoon. I'll take a look at another study. This one, I believe, is done by Harvard. So best time to post on Facebook, 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 3 p.m. Instagram is 2 a.m. Good luck on that one. 8 and 5, there's the Twitter times. You can see Pinterest as well. Pinterest is a huge growing one. It might be really useful for you to be on there because you can link everything through Pinterest. It's just basically a huge search engine. Social media, again, work smarter, not harder. So if you are going to try to be the person who's going to run, let's just say all 5 of these on here. Keep your post consistent. Yes, what you post on Instagram or Twitter can cross-post to Facebook and Pinterest. So you can cross-post all of that. Just, again, keep it consistent. And timing really is everything. If you're sitting there and you're like, hey, this is my downtime, so this is when I'm going to post, you may want to do it a half hour before your downtime because it could be everybody else's downtime. Look between like noon to 2 is pretty consistent through all of those, okay? And again, pick only a few and work on it and dedicate the proper time for it. A lot of people think of social media as just an afterthought, right? Yes, obviously your phone calls are going to come first. We get a new lead, we're going to dial out and leave a great voicemail like we talked about. But with social media, that is a really good lead source, but it takes the effort. Because if you sit there and you start falling behind on it, you really fell behind and you fell down the rankings fast. Every time you start slipping on social media, it's like starting over. So if you are going to do social media, and I highly recommend it, keep consistent. Okay, the third thing too, so existing clients. Let them know when you sell them that you will be following up. You should be doing this anyway. I'm going to follow up to you and let you know about, you know, if you're going to get those cards, your insurance cards. Also, when I follow up with you, I'm just going to be seeing if you have any friends or family that you've talked to who are going to need some help with insurance. Why do you do that? A, you're not asking right now because some of us are uncomfortable asking for a referral on the call. Guys, that's fine. Yeah, everyone's going to say, no, you need to be a bull and you need to ask right away. You know what? You actually don't. One of the things is that if you are going through this process, yes, you can ask people. We're running on positive endorphins after we've decided to make a decision to buy something, but also going through and saying, hey, I will ask you in the future. What that does is it puts down the barrier to entry to ask for referrals later on. Let them know who you want to work with, obviously, what you need as well. So, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to call you, make sure you get your insurance cards. At that time, too, I can see if you have any friends or family who are going to need help with insurance. But if you do, just make sure that you have their phone number. That way I can reach out to them. And hey, if you want to contact them beforehand, I'll let them know I'll be reaching out. That makes my life 10 times easier. I really like working with qualified clients like you. It's actually subliminal messaging, kind of. If you guys ever remember when Coke got in trouble for flashing that Coca-Cola bottle on the screen in commercials, kind of the same thing. Hey guys, this is what I'm going to do. It's just dropping, planting seeds, like the whole Chinese proverb, planting trees 20 years ago. And with that, it's really add-ins, you know? So one of the funny things is that you can actually add this as a normal part of your sales process. I like to do it personally when I ask, hey, how'd they hear about us, right? How'd you hear about me? Oh, you know, I went online and searched and your name came up right away. You know, I found you on Facebook, I found you on Instagram. I'm like, oh, really funny. You know, I usually get people from other people's friends and families. That's awesome you found me on Instagram. What did I say there? Hey, it is normal to give me a referral. because it is. I work pretty exclusively with friends and families at this point. Don't get me wrong, I do like to take on new clients, but just with how busy of time of year it is, working with referrals is really great. Small value-based statements like that really, really matter. Again, who do I want to work with? So, oh yeah, you know what? I've been working a lot more with Medicare lately. I've just a lot of my family has been aging into Medicare, so it's what I specialize in now. So I really love working with Medicare people like you. Yeah. So if you have any other friends who are going to be aging in soon, just let me know. That's what I'm here for. Asking at the end, then of course the little one, don't keep me a secret. Because a lot of people say, you know what, hey, at the end, don't keep me a secret. I am here to help anybody you do. The nice thing about working with me is my services are free, right? Things you can do now. So be worthy of a referral. If you have not added the hyperlink to your signature, add the hyperlink to your signature. If you have not added your Facebook, your Instagram, if you have that signature that has every URL at the bottom, don't do that. Very overwhelming. Add the little pictures and hyperlink them. Super important. Whenever I get an email from people and they have just ridiculous signatures, I do like to respond and say, okay, here's a little hint, clean it up. Let your sales know today you'll be following up. So if you have not started doing that, so when you do make a sale today and tomorrow, let them know, hey, I'm going to be following up, checking on your insurance cards and seeing who you want me to work with. Very powerful. Create a list of people and communities that you know. And no, I'm not saying you're sphere of influence or anything crazy like that. What I'm saying is go through and figure out where are your people you're working with now associated, right? Don't prejudge as well. So I have a guy who's actually made 7 figures off of his one client. And he actually got that as a pass-off phone call because the person who took it didn't want to work with somebody with an accent. That person has kicked him so many referrals. One of my top referral people who I work with, I've gotten her because nobody really wanted to work with her as well. She was really, really talkative. She's really, really talkative anywhere she goes. She kicks me clients all the time. Hey, maybe not all of them work, but that's okay. You got to figure out where your clients are. Do a lot of your clients work in the professional field? Should you be going to working with attorneys? Should you be going to working with people who are CPAs? Or are your clients, a lot of them that work in construction, work in mining, things like that? Go and find where are your communities that you work with. And create a list of referral partners. Go through, literally, sounds stupid, go on Google Maps of where you live, your local communities, and start looking in the local strip malls. Or, hey, if you want to, go get yourself a Starbucks and drive around slowly. I've done that. I have a lot of referral partners, funny enough, in Illinois, because I just drove around one day when I was there for a work trip. And I just popped into the local places that said insurance and figured out, hey, what do they do? If they're life and health, I'm like, oh, congratulations, like we're in the same field, let's stop this. Property and casualty, I went through and gave them my business cards. They worked really great, saying, hey, if I have property and casualty people in Illinois, which I have a ton, I kick them like over to my referral partners. If somebody has a question on like how do they buy house insurance, that's not me, right? Renters insurance, that's not me. But for my people who want to do, life, health, that's where I will come in. So I work a lot with referral partners. If you have families who own small businesses as well, figure out what's in their community. I have a lot of families who have worked in the legal community, so I work fairly heavily in that, not really by choice, but it happens. So if you have any questions about anything that we covered today, you can always email me at training@ahcpsales.com. You can say, hey, Dan, a few questions for you. This will be posted on YouTube, funny enough. This will be posted on YouTube on Wednesday, so if you want to rewatch it. Now, if you have questions about the NatGen email or wanting to get contracted up and running with HII, call agency services. They're absolutely here to help. Other than that, guys, let's plant those seeds now because you know what? We wish we would have done this 20 years ago, and have a great Monday.